And then it says in verse 16, and the Lord saw it. Saw what? That nobody pled for truth. No one calls for justice. He saw it, and it displeased him that there was no justice. He saw that there was no man, and he wondered that there was no intercessor. This says that God wondered that there was no intercessor. He wondered that there was nobody pleading for truth and righteousness, nobody praying and pleading for God's will to be done on the earth as it is in heaven. Well, that's one of the saddest verses in the Bible. But it's different now, isn't it? Because God is finding a lot of folks that are intercessors. Say this, I'm an intercessor. Now, you might not be one who just really enjoys praying for hours on end, but that doesn't absolve you of the necessity of being an intercessor, or a go-between, one who represents God to man and man to God, one who prays. Because he said, first of all, we need to do that. Well, understand that sin and iniquity give Satan a foothold, a legal right. You know, somebody said one time, if you want to get rid of rats, get rid of garbage. So if you want to get rid of demons, get rid of sin and iniquity. So sin and iniquity give Satan a foothold, a legal right, understand. In 2 Corinthians 4, verses 3 and 4, it says, even if our gospel is veiled, it's veiled to those who are perishing. The God of this age has blinded the minds of unbelievers so that they cannot see the light of the gospel of the glory of Christ, who is the image of God. You wonder sometimes, loved ones, friends, family members, why they've not come to faith in Jesus. Why don't they see? Well, it's because they can't see, because their minds have been blinded, but we have authority over the evil one to unblind those who don't believe. In Ephesians 6:12, remember this, we don't wrestle against flesh and blood. Now, some people just stop at the word we don't wrestle. Well, you better. But remember, our fight's not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this age, against spiritual hosts of wickedness in the heavenly places. Some versions say against the unseen host of wickedness. And Ezekiel 22 and verse 30 says, so I sought, this is God talking now, I sought for a man. I looked for somebody among them who would make a wall and stand in the gap before me on behalf of the land. On behalf of the land, did you get that? On behalf of the land, he means it literally, that I should not destroy it, but I found no one. Well, thank God he's finding people today.